Hello, hello student. I Shivam Agrawal, Assistant Professor of BCom Department. So today we are here to discuss about the Management Information System uh, lecture series. Today we are discussing about the information. In the previous lecture we have discussed about what is Management Information System, what is the introduction of Management System, objective of MIS, purpose of MIS, why we are using MIS in the organization, what are the components of MIS, what is the structure of MIS. All these things we have studied about in previous lectures, but in today's lecture we will study about what is the information, why we need information in management information system, and what is the role of information in decision making in the MIS. Because as we all know that MIS is basically is a system which gives us a solution to any problem depending on the information that is in the input which we are giving to the system. So the very first part is the role of MIS in decision making. So basically, what is the role of MIS in decision making? So basically, without if I am talking about a role of MIS in decision making, so basically, without information, there is no role of MIS in decision making, because whenever the information is given to the MIS process that information. On the basis of that information, it will provide us a solution to any problem. So basically, information plays a vital role in decision making. Even to take every simple decision, we need information, as we all know that. To understand that the role played by information decision making, we have to understand how decisions are taken. So for that, how we can take a decision. So we are taking an example. In the example, we are taking that we are driving a car in a high speed, and in a road in the road there will be a child who is crossing the road in the middle of the road. So that time what I have to do, that is the decision making problem. Okay, what I have to do, either I have to stop the car, I have to slow down the car, or I have to take a turn left or right so that the child is not hit by my car. So this is the so these are the decisions. So what is the appropriate decision which I have to taken at this step? So this is the MIS. So this will help out with the help of MIS. So we will take as imagine a simple decision like the one a driver say makes when he puts on the brakes to stop a speeding vehicle when he sees a child crossing the road in the middle of the road. The driver decide on the based upon the lot of information processing that happen in his brain. At every stage of decision making, he uses information that he captures visually. All decisions are like this. Basically, I want to say that okay, whatever we are seeing, what are the conditions we are seeing in our surrounding, according to that conditions, we will make a decision. We will make a decision. Suppose that if I am talking about this example, whenever a driver is driving a car, and a child is crossing the road in the middle of the road. So basically, what I have to take a decision, that is the decision making uh, problem. So for that, first we have to get information about a problem, format it into a structure, and then factor the information about the context in which the problem has occurred. Basically, we have to find out the problem, make it as a structure, and all these things coming into in our brain. It is very rapidly fast, so we have to take a decision within nanoseconds for that period of time. So basically, like in the above case, instead of child being at the middle of the road and crossing it, the driver would have seen the child about the cross over the few steps only. He would probably not have brake to stop, but would have slowed down, as he would have calculated that by the time the vehicle reaches the crossing state, the child would already have passed. Actually, the author want to say that if suppose that if the child was not in middle of the road, so the driver thinking that whenever I will reach to the destination of that child, the child will cross the road, so I have to slow down the car, not to brake the car. So that's a alternative solution of that problem. Another one is that so if the problem was structured and how to not hit the child crossing the road, As if the child was at the middle of the road, the driver would have braked. But had the child seen as to say as the 90% completion level of crossing the road, the driver would have only slowed down, not braked the stop. Basically, the same thing is that 90% of the road was crossed by the child. So in that situation, the driver will not brake the car to stop the car, but it will slow down the car speed. So that is the second situation. Third, fourth, there will we see that the context has a major role in the decision making, and the information is required both about the problem and about the context in which the problem occurred. So the next stage for the decision making would be generated alternatives. There are so many alternatives which we have to follow in the decision making process. If the driver case, such possible alternatives would be to stop by braking. I will fully stop the car by braking. To slow down, I will slow down the speed of the car. To take a sharp turn towards left or right to avoid the child. Basically, I have to take a turn to avoid that child, not to slow down the speed or not to brake the car. Press the horn so that the child crosses the road fast. To drive the vehicle on the footpath and out of the road to avoid the collision. So basically these are the options which I have to coming in my mind. Whatever I have on these five options which I have to take, it is the decision making process. Okay, what decision I have to make out of them five. So the decision maker generates these possible solution to the problem at the hand based on information about such possible solution. Each of the alternative represent a possible solution which one can generate if one has informed about them. In the case of the driver, obviously he needs knowledge and information to generate these alternatives. That is, to stop by braking, the driver would need to know that braking stop the vehicle. Basically the point is that driver would know that if I brake the car, then the braking will stop the car, so I have to brake the car to not to meet this accident. So if he is unable to this crucial information, he would not have been able to generate this alternative. So information is a vital for generation of alternatives. So basically the author wants to say that the information is a very plays a very vital role to provide a decision making problems alternatives. There are so many alternatives. Out of these alternatives we have to choose one, that is known as a my decision. So this is a so we can say that information plays a very crucial role in making a decision making process. Decision making is the most important task of manager in an organization. Therefore, to enable managers to take good quality decision, it is very important to provide them with the right kind of information. Information management in organization therefore assumes a special significance. So basically, as we know that information plays a very vital role in taking a decision for any kind of situation. So we have to maintain our information in a very structured manner, so that the information will give us so many alternatives to make a decision. So for that we have to use a MIS system in our organization. In most organization, business or otherwise, a systematic system-based method is used for information management. System-based information management works best under a computerized environment, and such computer-based information management system is normally called as the management information system, which provides the surface of information supplied to the manager, enabling them to take informed decision. Basically, the information played a very crucial role to making any decision. Next is information sources and types. What are the information sources? From which sources we can get information, and what are the types of information? So if I am talking about the information sources, there are basically two types of sources of information in an organization. One is internal sources of information, another one is external sources of information. So whenever I talking about internal sources, an organization may collect relevant information from various sources. These sources may broadly be grouped in two categories. One is external sources, another one is internal sources. But another than the internal and external sources are also classified into two categories. One is documented and other one is non-documented. So these external and internal sources are again classified as documentary and non-documentary information sources. So basically documentary sources are those sources on which we have to prepare a report according to them, and the non-documentary, these are the verbal knowledge, verbal information which we have not to document anything on the paper. So first of all, we will discuss about the external sources of information. So an external source of information is concerned with what is happening beyond the boundaries of the organization. As the name suggests, external means what is behind the outer environment, what is going into the outer environment. So that is coming into a external sources. This covers any documentation relating to the subject area produced as a summary or a detailed report by an agency external to an organization. Such information may be obtainable from government agencies or private information providers. Basically, these information are coming from the government agencies, private information providers. If any companies launches a new product, so that is coming to external parts. That is a patent, publications, IPR. All these things coming to external sources of information. एग्जाम्पल्स माइट इंक्लूड सेंसस फिगर्स हो गए किसी भी कंपनी के, टेलीफोन डायरेक्टिव्स, जजमेंट ऑफ ऑन कोर्ट केसेस, कंप्यूटर यूजर्स, ईयर बुक, नेशनल ओपिनियन पोल्स, ट्रेड जर्नल्स, ऑर्डिनेंस सर्वेज मैप, प्रोफेशनल पब्लिकेशंस, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज एजेंसीज, इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड्स एज डन एंड ब्रेड स्ट्रीट. So basically all these types of the external information sources, because all this type of stuff is coming out from the organization, coming outer side from the organization. So that's why we are saying that is the external sources of information. External non-documentary information, verbal information from customers, suppliers, distribution channel, partners and conferences and other types of meetings. Any verbal information which we are talking about, our customers, dealers, distribution channels, partners, conferences, that is not documented, that is known as the non-documented external sources of information. Next, another one is the internal sources of information. So all organizations generate a substantial amount of information relating to their operations. Basically, the internal information is the information which is generated within the company. So this internal information is vital to the successful management of the organization. This is very important for the successful dealing with the organization. The information may be available from a number of sources within the organization. For example, marketing and sales information and performance, revenues, market shares, distribution channels, etc. Production and operation information on assets, quality, standard, etc. Financial information on profit, cost, margin, cash flows, investment, etc. Internal documentation such as order form, invoice, credit notes, procedural manuals. All these things coming into an internal source of information. So basically the sources which the product we are producing, what are the profit, what is the cost, what is the cash flows, what are the investment, what are the internal documentation, invoices, what are the credit notes, what is the procedural manuals. All these things coming into an internal source of information. Next one is internal non-documentation information. It includes discussion with colleagues, visitors, participants of the seminar and conference. Basically, if in an organization, if two employees are working with are talking with each other, that is coming into an internal source of information, non-documentation, because there will be no documentation of that information exchange. So the main disadvantage of this information is that it involves high cost when distance between people is large. Basically, if I want to talk to another person, then there will be a high cost if the person is sitting far more than me. That is also demands on the use of highly sophisticated techniques, that is computer system, video conference, telephone, etc. So that is the expensive task for the organization. So that is about the internal non-documentation information. Next is coming part is the types of information. So basically we have classified information into three types: classification by characteristic, classification by applications, classification by management hierarchy. So one is action versus non-action, reoccurring versus non-reoccurring, internal versus external. So we will discuss about all these things, all the types of information. The first one is action versus non-action. As the name suggests, the information on which we have to initiate our action, that is known as the action information. The information on which we do not have to initiate any action, that is known as the non-action information. So the information which includes action is called action information. The action which communicates only the status of a situation is no action information. No stock report calling a purchase action is action information. Basically, if there is a no stock in a purchase department, so there will be a action to purchase the stock, and if the stock ledger if the stock ledger showing the store transaction and stock balance is no action information. If I want to show the stock ledger, so there will be a transaction of the stock and the information, so that is a no action information because I don't have to initiate any action for that. Next one is reoccurring versus non-reoccurring. So the information generated at a regular intervals is reoccurring information. The monthly sales report, the stock statement, the trial balance are reoccurring information. As the name suggests, the information which is occur frequently on time to time, that is a reoccurring information. The financial analysis or the report on the market research study is a non-reoccurring information. Basically, non-reoccurring means that information that is not reoccurring after a particular time period, that is coming to a non-reoccurring information. Next one is documentary versus non-documentary. As we know that the name itself explain all these things. Information which is available in documented form, that is either in the some written form or microfilms, magnetic tapes, floppy disks, etc., is called documentary information. All information which are not documented are categorized as a non-documentary information. And the next one is the internal and external. So we have discussed about these information in the previous lecture, what is internal and what is external information. Next one is the classification by applications. So the first one is the planning information. So planning information is basically if I am planning to purchase a product, if I am planning to purchase a plant, if I am planning to deploy a new product of our company, so that is coming into a planning information. So these are the information needed for stabilizing standard norms and specification in our organization. This information is used as a strategical, tactical, operational planning of any activity. Examples of such information are time standard, design standard. Basically, these are the planning information is coming to form the if I planning norms and categories of vision and mission of any company, so that is coming into a planning information. Control information is needed for stabilizing control all over the business activities through feedback mechanism. This information is used for controlling attainments, nature, utilization of important process in a system. When such information reflects a deviation from the established standard, the system should induce a decision or an action leading to the control. So basically in the control information, we have to take feedbacks from the different department, and we have to take care all the things we are going into a proper or efficient manner. If there is any delay or any problem, so we have to take a control initiative on that to control that problem. So we have to take a control information. Next one is the knowledge information. Knowledge is defined as the information about information. Knowledge information is acquired through experiences and learning and collected from archival data and research studies. So basically knowledge information, if I have to knowledge about any product, so that is coming to a knowledge information. Last one is the classification by management. One is the strategic information. Strategic information is concerned with the long-term policy decision that defines the objectives of a business and checks how well these objectives are met. Basically, strategic means what are the objectives we have designed for our organization. So we are meeting that objectives or not. So that is coming to a strategic information. Acquiring a new plant, for example, a new product, diversification of business comes under strategic information. Next one is tactical information. Tactical information is concerned with the information needed for exercising control over business resources like budgeting, quality control, service level, inventory level, productivity level, etc. All these things coming into a tactical information. Next one is the operational information. So operational information is concerned with the plant business level information and is used to ensure proper conduction of specific operational task as planned intended. So basically operational information is that whether we have to plan to do any operation in this time period. So actually we are doing that product in the time limit or not. So that is coming to operational information. Various operators, specific machine, specific shift specific jobs for quality control checks come under this category. So that's all about the information. So what is the what is the role of information in decision making, what are the types of information, what are the sources of information in MIS, all these things coming into a information. So that's all about first unit. The first unit has combination of two parts. One is introduction to MIS and second one is the role of information in decision making. So thank you for the lecture. Thank you.